It really is if Marth could F-smash Tipper in the air. It's amazing. It's incredible. But those two names need to be swapped. There we go. Talk about these people, Justin. Who we got?
Smashville Gaming's JaySon up against Brown Battalion's Xanzy.
I'm sorry. Can we get a commentator cam real quick? Let me just.
Why are you flashing Sky Shirt? Why am I flashing Child?
That's
Is
our
Childish
boy.
Gambino a sponsor of the Brown Battalion?
I fixed it, man. You're welcome.
Drop it like the NASDAQ, man.
That's
Let's
our
go.
boy. That's our boy.
Yeah, Xana, Xana, not only is he a great commentator, but he is the premier Kirby main in our region.
He's a smart guy, and he does a lot of labbing with it. He's one of the first guys that's like, yeah, I think Sheik has a problem with this character. And this was back before she was nerfed. He does a lot of research, and he plays against, looking right behind him, Brown Battalion's own neighbor in the background. So he does the research. This guy is a bit of a lab monster, plays a lot, but we're going to see what he brings to the table here against one of the premier players of DFW.
As a lab monster, Zan is known for having a really amazing punish game. Not so great necessarily in neutral. It's still something he's trying to develop. And I think he's going to find problems with that given JaySon's extremely patient style. He might feel over-eager at times, and that's when JaySon's going to start to find some very nice punishes.
I think Xanzy's also the definition of patience too, because I can't think of anybody else who's willing to just sit there and crouch full screen and say, bruh, come to me. This is the strategy that he pulled in mind whenever he was playing against Sheik, which is Sheik has to approach me. There's nothing she can do full screen.
Trademark Zan punishes coming out. That was just so quick. But JaySon, he's hoping to break the zone. You're noticing that now to deal with Zan's crouch, he's starting to implement dash attacks.
Yeah, that's true. And now he has to adapt and see if he can shield accordingly, and then see if he can pivot and go for grabs if he crosses up. He's going to... Ooh, the up tilts are now coming into place because he's guessing Zan's roll back onto the stage, or jumping onto the stage with fair and trying to cross up.
Zan catching him in the air with an anti-air up tilt. Such a quick little move. He's going to be using it not only as an anti-air option, but as an early game combo tool.
I'm looking at him right now and I'm seeing like 64 Kirby. Just being an ass and just sitting there and just crouching and then down tilting.
I mean, that hitbox isn't big enough. Zan started to charge the hammer. He was hoping to catch JaySon if he decided to recover on stage. JaySon very wisely sweet spotting the ledge there, preventing such an occurrence from happening.
Because there's a timer on when you can swing the hammer, because he made such a big commitment, it's a bit problematic. Now, there's other situations where you could try to whip it out. More than likely, on hard knockdown, you do jab, reset, into hammer if they don't tech.
This is really interesting counterplay from Zan. We thought that JaySon's patience would make Zan be antsy. Rather, now because Zan is so content to crouch, he's forcing JaySon to
hard call out!
Actually getting the hard callouts as well. JaySon trying to tech away, and Zan was right there.
Let's go! BB! Oh, that was sick. But the thing is that's so cool about it is that knowing that moment of like, yeah, bro, I know you need to move here. Okay, so Xanzy's going to come back up here. He's going to snap ledge. The question is how is he going to get up? Because this has been the minigame that's been more profitable for JaySon. Ooh, he tried to go for the gimmicks.
Yeah, he tried to cheeseball him out there. I don't blame him necessarily. It would have been such a beautiful trade for him.
So at higher percentages, that's the trademark thing that JaySon does. He waits. He waits at the edge, and he consistently goes for these back airs and spaces them correctly. Because it auto-cancels, it gives him a lot of safe opportunities to poke at people and say, yeah, I know you're at a high percentage. I know you're in a camp and shield. Let me just space these until you just get bodied.
Now things are looking very tough for Zan. I mean, JaySon, for a minute there, had the stage control and the percent control on top of that as well. Zan using, I believe it was the neutral air in that situation.
Ooh, the battle of up tilts. Who's got the better one? I think it's
the up air now. I think about it.
Is he going to drop down dare? No. Zan. Ooh, keeping the persistence. Catching with a third hit of fair.
That spacing battle.
Yeah, it really is.
Because you notice that JaySon was trying to space with the up tilt, with Zan trying to space with the F tilt, and they kept barely missing each other's timings.
Oh my god, the young drift that saved him from the up airs. This is where JaySon makes his money. Ooh, he tried to guess the roll back.
It's what he saw last time. That time JaySon instead does a get up. And JaySon making the most of Kirby's incredibly floaty attributes.
Man,
taking that stock out.
That was awesome to watch. And the fact that you kept it close. That's what's so cool, because we don't see a ton of Kirby's, and that's definitely going to throw maybe JaySon a little bit of a curveball because he doesn't know how to deal with it. And he's throwing some unorthodox strats at him, which is awesome. So it's going to be great to see how JaySon's going to continue to adapt, because now that he has the data, we're going to see what he does in game 2.
And I definitely want to push that question onto Xanzy as well, because he's shown his hand.
Yeah.
And it worked for the first stock, but can it work for the whole set?
That's true. So it's a question of how fast JaySon can adapt to the, I don't want to say camping, but I'm going to say zoning strats. I'm gonna be a little bit nicer on that.
The reactive style.
Yes. Yes. There's two different ways to look at this game. Proactive versus reactive. Now,
I think we're gonna maybe go to Duck Hunt. It wouldn't surprise me.
Can we just go to Omega Midgar, please? Because that stage is godlike. Like, I just love everything about the music and the aesthetic. Like, oh, Midgar's so cool.
Well, it looks like no Duck Hunt in mind. It's very possible that JaySon banned it. Zan loves going to that because he likes getting the early KOs off of the grab on the tree.
Yeah.
The 64 strats, man.
Oh, dude, the up tilt battle is going to begin. Up throw, up air. While a lot of you folks may see the days of Melee and you've seen up throw, up air in this game, you got to make a bit of a harder read. After you do up throw, they're going to be able to come back down. They can choose when they want to air dodge to avoid the up airs.
Exactly, and that's why you're seeing JaySon start to delay whether he's going to jump or whether he's going to throw out an attack. Oh. Now Zan's starting to put on some punishment of his own. But JaySon, you notice the clank there, actually. Zan was trying to come in with a dash attack. JaySon does a down tilt. They clash, and JaySon ends up escaping out of a very, very bad situation.
The 64 Kirby combos are coming out. I'm so proud. But Zan doing a good job of just simply holding the stage. JaySon aggressively taking it back, though, using a lot of these safe options that Fox has available to him.
I don't know if Zan meant to do a down smash there, to be honest. Such a committal option, allowing JaySon to break the zone that Zan's attempting to set up.
What we've been seeing is JaySon gets a lot of the up tilts, but he doesn't get a lot of conversions into up airs. Maybe he'll get the first hit, maybe he won't get anything at all, maybe he'll be a bit close, but it's never been too far off.
You know, it might just have to deal with Kirby's general properties. It can be pretty awkward at times to combo a character like this.
Definitely, dude. It's definitely hard to combo a bunch of silly putty. Well, JaySon, he now has him at his higher percentages. This is where he's going to go for the back air tricks. See, he already has put his back to him. He's trying to make the hard callouts with up smash here as well on rolls. That's a lot of what Fox is trying to do at these later percentages.
JaySon's so good at sweet spotting, but not as good with the control of his character, throwing away the stock, giving Zan the lead. But how temporary is this lead? Again, like you touched on, JaySon is looking for these back airs, trying to space them in a way where Zan's going to have a tough time punishing. Right there is what I'm talking about. He uses the back air, gets behind Zan's shield, and then does the up tilt immediately to counter the out of shield option.
Correct. Because you're auto-canceling your back air, you do have advantage, and then you get to do some shenanigans. And yet again, he's going for the dare there. The reason why, he's going to go for short hop, dare, auto-cancel, up smash. But because he has up tilts constantly ready, Zan is not going to let that happen for free.
Shutting out JaySon's 8% conversions. Ooh. Finally, he's able to close it out. He had to get Zan off first to ensure he couldn't have that anti-air up tilt.
Absolutely. Oh, he's trying to chain him. I love the up tilt battles. This is fantastic to watch because it's all spacing and it's all callouts for guessing. I know you want to do this approach, but are you going to get this button now? Ooh, there it is. Follow up. Yep.
That's an area where JaySon's been getting some punishes when Zan's been overzealous with the dash attacks.
Shout out to King Zale.
Now we still see Zan somehow maintaining the lead. Of course, JaySon is known for having a pretty formidable punish game as well, though I'm wondering if the lack of platforms on this stage will limit that punish game.
Oh, he's holding it. He's holding it together. And now Zan is losing it. That big punish coming back from JaySon. This is about even.
Spacing battles in the air. Zan coming out on top. Actually walking away with a slight percent lead. He was looking for the Trump Bear in that situation. JaySon somehow escaping up tilt. Tried to find the back air follow-up. He didn't go commit to the left hard enough to ensure he could actually stick the landing on the aerial.
I just want to touch on the point really quickly. Running into instant ledge snap is very hard, so shout-outs to Zan for like landing that. That's difficult to do.
Dash attack. JaySon was waiting for that air dodge. It never came. Zan with the down smash and taking game 2. That lab work certainly paying off.
Excellent job. And yet again, like I said, the adaptation's coming back. This was really good. It was a battle of up tilts, and that became much more prominent throughout the middle of the match, where it comes down to the spacing.
Yeah, so I think that the big part of that game was when JaySon STs, right? Because then he's really pressured on the clock. He can't just constantly get these little wins in neutral. He needs to close the stock out to get back on the board.
He needs to take bigger risks.
And because of that, he started going airborne, looking for options like dare so he could get that up smash right afterwards. And that's where Zan said, you know what? You're playing right into my game now. I can just up tilt you, and I can walk away with this next game as well.
If Zan gains tempo, then things get a lot more favorable for him, for sure. You're absolutely right. Especially because of and that's particularly because of the playstyle that he's choosing, which is a bit more reactive. So, Zan pushing in there. Excellent punishes from JaySon.
Yeah, I like the spacing from him as well. He's waiting for Zan to do the dash attack, and he even had his back out there so he'd be able to act so quickly with the up tilts.
I mean, at lower percentages especially, JaySon does a good job of just blinking up tilt. I mean, it works in quick succession, and generally after the second one, you kind of have to figure out where they're going to go or where they're going to DI from there. But the same thing is also applies for a character like Kirby. Do you think... Wow, that was pretty good. So the back air makes sense there because it has a lot of active frames.
Yeah. Ooh. I don't think he even wanted to use it as a hard call out necessarily. It was just like a zoning tool, as in a do not pass go, do not collect $200 sort of offensive option.
That makes sense. Ooh, holds ledge. Yep.
JaySon right there with the forward smash.
It's a smart call out.
And this is where JaySon has had some successes. We saw it in the first game, him going out deep with the back air to close the stock out.
So he fakes with back air there and then pivoted and then F-tilted there to push him out. But Xanzy making a hard call out here, guessing that there was going to be a drop down. So what he wanted there, he guessed that he was going to do soft nair on top of him, and then he was going to convert to up smash. And seeing that, that's where the anti-air forward smash came into play.
Zan, the heavy underdog here, now a stock away from taking a set off of who I believe was the 4th seeded player at this tournament.
Oh, what are you going to do, JaySon? Let's see. Cross-up drill. That was awesome. He did dash forward, RAR, cross-up drill, and finished them off.
And now we're seeing the adaptation from JaySon. He saw in that last game he couldn't go airborne because of the up tilts. He finished that stock out by starting with the down tilt, popping Zan up, and then going for the up air. Beautiful adaptation to really throw a wrench in Zan's style. Now can he take the next stop as well?
These dash attacks may be a bit premature, considering the percentage isn't that high up. But JaySon's going to continue to go with this onslaught because he's guessing that Zan's just going to continuously crouch and then roll.
Precisely.
JaySon looking for the follow-up. Yet again, going for the soft nair. Tries to follow up. There's the up tilt.
Zan's done that so many times, and JaySon has reaped the reward countless times in this set. Now Zan approaching the triple he knows that JaySon is at this point is looking for that back air, but instead going to get the up smash and going to get the set 2-1. Zan very nearly pulling off a miraculous upset, but JaySon showcasing exactly why he's the 4th seed. His adaptation throughout that set was phenomenal.
Solid stuff. Very smart. But taking advantage of the situation and reading into the gameplay, which, I mean, it's pretty blunt, but it's also, hey, you got to figure out how to deal with this. Otherwise, you're just going to lose.
Exactly.
And that was a fantastic job from it. A lot of the times that he went for soft nairs, though, they did just simply get anti-aired as well. So there were good moments. They had great finishes, and the conversions on point for the most part.
Oh,